Speaking Task 1. You will be asked a question about a familiar topic. You will then have 15 seconds to prepare your response, and 45 seconds to speak.
Do you prefer listening to music while studying or maintaining a quiet environment? Give details and examples to support your response.
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep. Speaking Task 2. You will read a short paragraph and then listen to a conversation between two people. You will have 50 seconds to read the paragraph. After, you will get a question about what you read and heard. You will have 30 seconds to prepare your response and then 60 seconds to give it. You have 50 seconds to read. Start reading after the beep. Now listen to the conversation between two people.
I don't like the university's plan.
Really? I've ridden those buses, and sometimes there were only a few people on the bus. It did seem like kind of a waste.
I see your point, but I think the problem is the route's out of date. It only goes through the neighborhoods that have gotten too expensive for students to live in. It's ridiculous that they haven't already changed the route, so it goes where most off-campus students live now. I bet if they did that, they'd get plenty of students riding those buses.
Well, at least they're adding more parking. It's gotten really tough to find a space.
That's the other part I don't like, actually. Cutting back the bus service and adding parking's just going to encourage more students to drive on campus. And that'll just add to the noise around campus and create more traffic. And that'll increase the need for more parking spaces.
Yeah, I guess I can see your point. Maybe it would be better if more students used the buses instead of driving.
Right. And the university should make it easier to do that, not harder.
The man expresses his opinion of the university's plan to eliminate the bus service. State his opinion and explain the reasons he gives for holding that opinion.
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep. Speaking Task 3. You will read a short paragraph about an academic topic, then listen to a lecture about it. You will have 50 seconds to read the paragraph. After, you will get a question about what you read and heard. You will have 30 seconds to prepare your response and then 60 seconds to give it. You have 50 seconds to read. Start reading after the beep. Now listen to the lecture.
To make it easier to understand, let's take a scenario of a school setting. A teacher notices that Johnny, a usually quiet boy, has started participating more in discussions. She wants to encourage Johnny to keep participating, so she uses positive reinforcement. Every time he shares his thoughts or answers a question during the class discussion, the teacher gives him praise or recognizes his efforts. As Johnny receives more and more praise, the teacher sees an increasing trend in his participation. This is a classic instance of positive reinforcement where appreciation, the rewarding stimulus, is added after Johnny's participation, thereby promoting that behavior.
Explain the concept of positive reinforcement with respect to the example provided in the lecture.
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep. You will listen to a lecture about an academic topic. After, you will get a question about what you heard. You will have 20 seconds to prepare your response and then 60 seconds to give it. Now listen to the lecture.
Today we'll be talking about an art movement in the 20th century. We will be talking about Art Deco. Its origins can be found in France, and then it spread throughout the Americas and Europe. The reason why this movement is called Art Deco is because of the decorative art styles that were used. Besides decorative artists, it also focused on interior design. This style was also used in architecture. The Empire State Building in New York is one such example. You would probably pass underneath it, never knowing it was an artistic expression. Art Deco is characterized by sleek and geometric forms, such as squares and chevrons. They created these forms by using chrome. The use of this material gave the art pieces a sense of sophistication and wealth. Another thing that the artists would use were the bright colors. They would use strong red and yellow colors, and they would contrast them with black or white. These colors were intended to be striking and to catch attention. The reason why these colors were used was also to symbolize the optimism that was felt at the time, and to show that people believed in the new technological advancements, that they would bring about a new age. Specific art movements are always a reflection of the sentiment that people had at the time, and this is also confirmed when we look at Art Deco.
What are the characteristics of Art Deco?
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.